Okay, so we have boxing and focus mitts for the absolute beginner. So my beautiful girlfriend doesn't have a lot of experience with gloves and throwing punches and kicks, so this will be good for a lot of you people who are looking to kind of get into it. This is going to cover the basics. We're going to go over the basic punches, the basic kicks, how to punch, how to absorb the strikes, and then we might try a couple of combos if we feel ambitious, okay? So, first thing, whenever you're holding focus mitts for somebody, you want to make sure to meet them. You don't want them to punch through you, so let's get in your stance, give me a 2. So I'm meeting her punch. I'm not letting it punch through me, and I'm not stopping it. That can cause an injury either way, so I'm just meeting it in the middle, trying to stop that momentum neutrally, not trying to push her one way or have her push me again. So strike 2, easy. Okay, so whenever you're throwing a punch, you want to think about hitting with your knuckle and your ring finger. So you're always going to have a slight rotation on most punches to hit with that. So we're going to go through your basic 8 punches, and then we'll go through a couple kicks and see how that looks, okay? So let's maybe get this angle. So our first punch is a 1, it's a jab. So anytime you hold a jab, you just hold that straight up there. Your mitt position is going to have a lot to do with your reaction. It's going to dictate what punch they throw. We'll do a reaction video a little bit later using some of these punches so you can see what I'm talking about. So when we have our 1, well, let's look at the stance first. So in traditional boxing, which is what we're doing, we're going for cardio for a workout and a little bit of technique. We're not trying to be super perfect per se. We're just trying to get a sweat going and do it with something resembling form. So in boxing, you're going to be heavy on that lead leg and real light on that back foot. So you can pivot when you need to pivot and shift weight whenever you need to really easily. So in like MMA or mixed martial arts, something like that, it's not necessarily the best stance to have in boxing. That's how you want to do it. You're going to have a split stance. Keep the person in between the feet. Okay, so I'm a normal right-handed person, so I have my left foot to the front, and I got her squared up. You don't want to turn too much. That makes you susceptible to certain punches and to get cut off on certain angles. So we're going to get in our stance. You're going to hold your hands high, always in a way till you can protect your face or your body. You don't want them super high. You definitely don't want them super low. Okay? Again, we're just trying to get something resembling technique. We're not trying to do it perfect. Okay? So we're going to go through our 8 punches. Our first one is our jab. So we're going to jab it. Nice. Try it again. Nice. So try not to launch so far forward. Just let that jab speak. You don't want to shift too much weight forward. There we go. Again. Nice. So just a little bit more rotation. So that's our 1. Okay, we're going to go to the 2, which you already saw. That's our cross. Okay, so give me a 2. Nice. Again. Nice. One more. Killer. All right, we're going to go through our 3, which is our hook. Okay, and whenever you hold hook, I'm going to hold it out this way. Okay, because the punch comes at that angle. It's not the same one as a straight. Okay, so it's going to be a 3. Exactly. You want to pivot that lead foot on that hook. Nice. Again. One more. Killer. All right, so we're going to go to our 4. Our 4 is our power uppercut, our rear uppercut. Okay, every single punch is going to have a pivot except for your 1 and your 5, which we'll see later. So your 2, you pivot. Your 3, you pivot the lead leg. Your 4, you're going to pivot that back leg. You get power from those glutes. Mike Tyson, one of the most famous power punchers in the world, he talks about all his power came from his big old butt and his hips. Okay, so let's do a 4, and the 4 is going to be like this. This is the uppercut. Here we go. Nice. Okay. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Just bring it a little closer to your body. Good. Okay. Now we have 5, which is this mid position. That's your lead uppercut. Really similar to a jab in the sense that you're just kind of throwing it out there. You don't have a pivot. You don't have really any rotation for the most part. So real simple. Just throw that out there real quick. Come a little lower. Good. And on this one, the way to kind of generate power is to really get your posterior capsule active and generate some torque as you're coming up. Right there. So you're not pivoting or anything, but you can generate more power through that. Nice. You feel that difference on that? Yeah. One more. All right, killer. So now we have our 6. You can also do these with a rib protector, which I'll break out a little bit later, but I'm going to do that with the focus mitts in case you only have access to mitts. So your 6 is your right hook to the body. So that's the signal for this one. Okay, so let's give me a 6. Nice. Again. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Killer. All right, 7 is gonna be your left hook to the body. So this one's kind of tricky. You're gonna dip in, pivot down, try to line up your shoulder with the person who's holding the mitt's belly button, and then rotate that whole torso. On this one, sometimes I like to pivot both feet in there and get a lot of power unless I'm following up with a combo. So you can do either. You can just pivot one foot, or you can pivot both of them and get through there. Okay. So 7 signal is right here. Let's check a little different angle on this one. All right. So we have our 7 right here. Nice. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. One. Killer. Okay. 8 is going to be your overhand punch. So we have our power shots off our right. Is our cross, just straight through the middle, our uppercut, and then our overhand. The overhand's a little different. It's going to follow that rotation. It's like you're just swinging your head, swinging that shoulder, and your arm's going to follow you. So it's kind of that motion coming downward. So to signify I want the 8, you kind of tip up like this. Okay. So let's try that overhand. Nice. Okay. Take one knuckle. There you go. 2 more. Yeah. 1 more. Killer. Okay. So those are the basic 8 that we'll do for the most part. Let's try Superman. Want to try Superman? Feel good? So we'll build up the combos with those mostly. We're going to try a Superman punch, which is usually as a part of a combo, it's like you're trying to throw a fake knee or a fake kick or something. So I'm up here, and then I'm going to launch myself in the air and use the momentum I can create to get a real powerful punch. So it's going to be something like that, hopefully.
Something like that.
So let's give it a shot. Nice. Again.
Woo.
Yeah. You gotta jump forward a little bit. Yeah. Good. One more. Real power. Killer. Okay. So those are the basic punches. We're going to go through some basic kicks. Again, absolute beginner. I do this with a lot of my clients who are just starting, so you should be able to do all these. Some of these kicks might be a little difficult, but with a little practice, you'll be fine. Let's try your leg kick, okay? Your outside leg kick, so that's just going to come low right here. If I had my thigh pads on, I could just hold it right here and catch it, but you see these thighs on this girl? I don't want to risk getting my forearm snapped, so I'm gonna hold these down here, okay? If I am with someone who's not quite as powerful as Emmeline, I'll just hold the focus mitt right here. Okay, let's come over on this side. So for her to signal the leg kick, I'm gonna hold it down here, all right? Nice, so your hips lead the way, and then your leg follows, kind of the same thing like with your overhand, how that rotation starts it, and then the limb's gonna follow. Try it again. Nice, one more. Good, and same thing, you wanna meet that kick. Don't let them kick through you, and if you don't give them any force, sometimes it'll roll right over and you get kicked in the chest and the ribs or face or something. So we have our leg kick. Let's stay on the same leg and let's go high. So same thing, you're just going a little higher. This is your roundhouse. All right? Don't kick me in the face. Nice. Yeah, 2 more. Good. 1 more. Killer. Okay. So off the left leg, we have your switch kick. So again, assuming you're in the normal stance, you're a right-handed person, you can just throw a high kick off that left leg, but that's more karate kind of style. You're not going to generate a lot of power. If you can switch your stance, now you can generate a lot more power through those hips. Okay? So let's try your switch kick, your high switch kick. Nice, little high. Perfect. Let's check this angle a little bit. We can go more to the body on this one. Nice, and let's go one more, a little higher. Killer. Okay. The other one we can do with that lead leg is your T. This creates distance, it creates space. It's kind of a defensive maneuver to make sure you're not getting hit. All right. So basically, you're pushing off this back glute. That's what's going to give you a little bit of power. Again, you're not trying to knock anybody out. This is to throw somebody off bounce who's coming towards you, or to create some space and set up a counter. Okay. So I'm just going to hold this right here. Nice. Right here. Good. Let's try one more. Killer. Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and throw on my rib protector for just a couple more kicks real quick so you can see what those would look like. And then maybe we'll try to put together just a couple simple combos for you. Okay. So let's see if you can throw that spinning back kick. Okay? So So spinning back kick is the most powerful kick you can throw pretty much, and it's all about rotational, torque, glute activation. So let's give this a shot. Aim for me right here. I'm gonna hold my mitts right above my rib protector in case it goes high. That way I have a little bit of protection, okay?
Oh my God.
Definitely don't go low. That's usually when I stop the session, and once the client starts going low. So much rather you aim high. Try it again.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There you go. You got it. Don't be scared. Go fast.
Now I'm scared.
You got it. You're going super close. Super low.
Higher, got it.
A little high, a little high. Nice. Let's try one more. Nice. There we go. So really similar to the spinning back kick would be your lead side kick. So a lot of the same power. You don't have quite as much rotational force, but it's quicker. Okay. So let's try your lead side kick. Okay. Nice. And on these, you want to go with the heel as much as you can. One more. Perfect. And when you're doing your kicks, your roundhouses, you want to try to blade the foot, which means you want to try to turn it in and hit with the meat on your shin. If you're flaring out and you hit with like your shin bone or your calf, especially if somebody checks that, that's really going to hurt. So you're trying to blade it, okay? Let's do your front kick. So we have your teep, which is a defensive maneuver. My instructor always said that teep is like pushing open a door. You're kind of gently pushing it open, whereas the front kick is knocking it open, okay? So again, you want to get the heel. Let's go right here. So coming off the rear leg. Nice, good, powerful kick. Good, one more. Perfect. Okay, we also have your inside leg kick. Not a lot of power on this. It's more of something that accumulates over time and can really lead to limiting someone's mobility if you keep tagging that inside leg kick. A lot of times you just throw it on the end of the combo. So for that one, I'm just right here, okay? Nice, a little harder. Nice, one more. Good, so that's just a real quick one. You don't have a lot of rotation in your hips since you're not in a switch stance. You could do a switch stance to a real hard leg kick, but in general, you're just gonna kind of throw it out there pretty fast. Okay? Any other ones we want to do? Those should be good. So from there, you kind of have a little foundation to build up and try a couple things. So you can go through a couple combos. We'll start really simple and just call them out. I'm gonna probably go ahead and take off the rib protector because I probably, you know, I'll use my mitts where I could use that and I won't do the side kick. Okay, so let's try just a couple of real easy combos. So part of it is paying attention to the mitts and part of it is, you know, just listening for the combo. So let's try a 4-3-2. Try that again. 4-3-2. Nice. Let's try that again. 4-3-2. Okay, nice. So we're gonna build onto that. So we have the 4-3-2. What I want you to do after that is pivot out. So I'm gonna hit that 2. You're gonna move, create a little bit of distance, okay? As you're pivoting out, I want you to throw a jab, all right? So you hit me with the 2, pivot out, throw a jab, and I want you to throw a hook, and just another 2. So we have 4-3-2, pivot out to your left, jab, hook, then another 2, okay? So let's give that a shot. Here we go. Pivot out. You hitting my left one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that again. Yeah. Good. Let's give him a little bit more view from over here. All right, 4-3-2, pivot out, 1-3-2. Okay. Nice. Well, again, rotate and make sure you hit with those 2 knuckles. We got heavy wraps on underneath there, but if she didn't have wraps on and was throwing like that, she could, you know, really hurt herself. Rotate, keep that wrist straight. So let's try one more of those. Easy. So again, you can just kind of play. You can pick around with these and just put together whatever kind of combo you want. Let's try just a 2-3-2. And we're going to add a 5-3-2 to the end of that, okay? Come on. Absolute beginner.
Sorry.
Nice. Let's try one more of those. Killer, but she's got power. Just run to me. All right, good. Let's try just a couple more, and we'll add a little kick in there. So, one common thing that I like to do, it's an easy combo, is to throw a kick, and then 2 punches, then another kick. All right, so let's try a roundhouse to a 3-2 to a switch kick. Okay, we have our roundhouse. There we go. Switch. Solid. Okay, perfect. So let's put that together a little faster, really good. Here we go, roundhouse. Good. We're gonna switch it up. Let's go teep. 2-3 outside leg kick. So teep is that guy. 2-3, and we're coming low on the leg kick. Okay. All right. So we have our teep. It's off the lead leg though. There we go. Nice. Let's try that again. Let's get a little different angle. All right, teep. Killer. Good. Wait for the same person? All right, and so again, you can do whatever you want. A lot of times I'll cycle through the punches, so I'll go like 1-2-3, 2-3-2. I might do a 4-3-2, 3-2-3, 5-3-2. Sorry, that one was me. Good. I might do like let's do a 4-5-2. Yeah. Again, so you can pick, now that you kind of know the punch combos, you can throw them in and really get creative. So that's usually how I like to start. Get those punches down, work the technique, make sure you pivot when you're supposed to pivot, and after that, put together some simple 2 to 4 punch kick and punch combos. So after this, we're gonna try reactionary drills, which should be all kinds of fun. All right, this is great to start with. Feel free to implement this in your arsenal. You don't have to be a badass or super fit or super buff. It's a great way to get some cardio in and to get a little bit more mobility in your hips. You'll get sore in places you haven't felt sore in a long time. So give it a shot. We're gonna have to Okay. So we have boxing and focus mitts for the absolute beginner. So my beautiful girlfriend doesn't have a lot of experience with gloves and then throwing punches and kicks, so this will be good for a lot of you people who are looking to kind of get into it. This is going to cover the basics. We're going to go over the basic punches, the basic kicks, how to punch, how to absorb the strikes, and then we might try a couple of combos if we feel ambitious, okay? So first thing, whenever you're holding focus mitts for somebody, you want to make sure to meet them. You don't want them to punch through you, so let's get in your stance. Give me a 2. So I'm meeting her punch. I'm not letting it punch through me, and I'm not stopping it. That can cause an injury either way, so I'm just meeting it in the middle, trying to stop that momentum neutrally, not trying to push her one way or have her push me again. So strike 2. Easy. Okay, so whenever you're throwing a punch, you want to think about hitting with your knuckle and your ring finger. So you're always going to have a slight rotation on most punches to hit with that. So we're going to go through your basic 8 punches, and then we'll go through a couple kicks and see how that looks, okay? So let's maybe get this angle. So our first punch is a 1, it's a jab. So anytime you hold a jab, you just hold that straight up there. Your mitt position is going to have a lot to do with your reaction. It's going to dictate what punch they throw. We'll do a reaction video a little bit later using some of these punches so you can see what I'm talking about. So when we have our 1, well, let's look at the stance first. So in traditional boxing, which is what we're doing, we're going for cardio.